Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'm glad that you are with me today, listening, watching, and learning. A learning that makes sense. Welcome to our science class, where you experience a different journey that leads you to be a young scientist. Today, I will discuss to you Quarter 2, Module 6, Lesson 2. The interactions among living things and non-living things in intertidal zones. Okay kids, let's start learning. Intertidal zones are areas that are constantly exposed to the changing tides. They provide homes to many kinds of plants and animals. The daily changes in the tides play a major role in the life of living things in this area. The intertidal zone, which is also known as the foreshore or seashore, in the area that is above water level at low tide and underwater at high tide. Intertidal zone is an area in the estuary which is covered with water during high tide and exposed to air at low tide. There are organisms that live in different habitats or areas found in intertidal zones. Biotic factors in an ecosystem, such as the intertidal zone and estuary, are composed of all plants, animals, and microorganisms living in it. These organisms live in the different habitats found in intertidal zones and estuaries. This includes coral reef, salt marshes, mudflats, rocky shores, and mangrove forest. Coral reefs provide shelter to thousands of fish. The corals themselves are animals that feed on plankton. These corals form reefs that protect the coast from strong waves and currents. Salt marshes are areas that are filled with seawater during high tides and drained during low tides. Organisms found in the salt marshes are clams, mussels, oysters, crabs, snails, and shrimps. Plants found in salt marshes are sea grasses and other plants that are tolerant of salt water. Mud flats or tidal flats are areas where mud from the seas or rivers is deposited. They are usually the areas for migratory birds, crabs, sand dollars, mussels, clams, mollusks, shellfish, and some fish. Algae like sea lettuce provide food for the herbivore in this area. Rocky shores are areas where solid rocks are found. Animals found in the rocky shores are plankton, brittle stars, sea stars, hermit crab, shrimps, and prawns. Mangrove forests are areas that are filled with mangrove trees. These trees have adapted to salt water. Mangrove forests are breeding ground for different kinds of fish and shellfish. Like estuaries, abiotic factors such as waves, salinity, amount of sunlight, temperature, and types of soil affects the organisms in the intertidal zones. Kids, that ends our lesson. I hope that you learn a lot in this discussion. Good luck and see you again in the next video lesson. Continue answering the different activities in your module. Don't forget, take care always, and God love us all.